Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman. I'm a writer. I write at Inner Peace Arts, innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. I write on personal development, spirituality, and social change. So check it out, innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. Today's video is on personal change and how does personal change occur. And just want to give a few thoughts about it. Personal change occurs, first of all, occurs when you want something and you go for it. But that's not all. Personal change happens on purpose because you go for something, because you want it to happen, because you make the changes. Personal change happens inadvertently. You enter the presence of a person and you are changed by that person, and how you manage those changes is kind of up to you in your training, but nonetheless that's how change occurs. So maybe we're talking about permanent change, habit change, and there are tons of articles that you can find on on habit change, and I find that habit change happens over time, and that there are lots and lots of things that control our habits. We have lots of beliefs, and those beliefs interact, and habits are the emergent result of those beliefs. So if you change some of your beliefs, you can change your habits. That's the path that I usually go down, is trying to address the many beliefs through, the self-talk review, through seeking out truth, by looking for patterns that I see over and over again, and say, okay, how can I use that pattern? So those are a little bit on personal change. It's on purpose. It can be on purpose. You can make changes that you want to make. You can install things in yourself that you want to. Some things you may not be able to uninstall so easily. Those things you'll have to work with, so your change in those cases will be a working with and a work around instead of a wholesale replacement. And personal change is possible. It's reflective of an agenda. No agenda, no controlled personal change. That's another key point to keep in mind, is that you have to have something in mind. And of course, getting that something in mind is part of the process. But there is possibility for personal change. Wherever there is energy that's available, you can use it to foster desired personal change. And I think that attitude overall is the attitude that really makes the change possible. Change happens with your awareness, change happens with your willingness, change happens with your understanding your capacity, change happens with your interactions with others, change happens in the discovery of new information, new knowledge, change happens by sitting still sometimes. Sometimes not taking action is the way to change. You need to rest. I found that yesterday, my mind going so much with the new skills that are being installed, and I realized that I just needed to stop, do nothing, literally do nothing. And that's what I did. And then I woke up, I got up, and fresh new ideas were there. This is kind of standard creativity practice, but it's very different when you're in the middle of it and you're trying to get something done, and you've got that drive, and you have to stop. That's working with the technology of the body. So personal change, again, is working with the technology of the body. All of these things are involved in personal change. The conversations you have, the people you spend time with, the kinds of places that you visit, the music that you listen to, the art that you look at, how you reflect on things. All of this is involved in personal change. And so it's not a matter, to me anyway, it's not simply a matter of, oh, I'm going to read an article, follow what's in the article, and have this habit disappear. No, it's a matter of a holistic perspective anyway. It takes all these things into account, and for those things that you do every day, that you want to do every day, there's a growing into them. And you spend time working on your agenda, you work it out. You spend time working on your responses to people, you work that out. You spend time on your thoughts, on how well oiled they are, how they're fitting with the agenda. You work on that, how positive they are. You work on remaining and being positive. That's part of fostering change. All of these things are involved in personal change. So when people talk about it and have a 3-point program for personal change, I get a little scared, because it's actually might be a 40-point program, and managing them over time is the best way to get permanent results. And recognition of others, that's a big key factor, I think, in finding those people that click with you and get you. That's important for personal change and solidifying that and building confidence as a skill and all that. So those are some thoughts on personal change, more complicated than I think most people would give it credence to. And I hope that this has inspired you to start to face some of those items in the list, so that you can change the way you want to change and do more of the things you want to do. Once again, I'm James Coleman. Check out my blog at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com, and thanks again for spending your time with me.